Good afternoon. Sit down, please. Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Had your lunch?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Those who know Delhi, they say these are not the days for rain. What do you think?
Sir, the chances of rain in the month of March are very low, but still there are some chances.
Why are there chances of rain in March?
Sir, it's mainly in the winter seasons, the rain in Delhi is due to the western disturbances, and the frequency of western disturbances gradually reduces with time from like the frequency is highest in the month of January, and then it gradually dies down. But still in the month of March, there are chances of 1 or 2 disturbances, due to which there can be rain in some years.
I have contacts with Delhi since 1978. And would you believe if I say that I am seeing rain in March in Delhi for the first time?
Yes, sir.
So any reason other than western disturbances?
Yes, sir. One probable reason can be the effects of climate change, due to which certain extreme events are on the rise. So, one reason what I could think of is due to the increase in the temperature in the Mediterranean Sea, the number of clouds which are formed are higher, due to which there is increase in the rains.
Good.
There is some other western disturbance.
Yes, sir.
What is that disturbance?
Sir, I think you are referring to the terror emanating from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we are having this problem especially since 1989, 1990s. After the end of war in Afghanistan with the Soviet, Pakistan decided to use the same tactics in Kashmir, and since then we have been facing such terror threats especially in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier there were insurgency in Punjab as well. Now it has died down. So due to this we are seeing even in the recent days there were conflicts after Pulwama attack.
Regarding your aerospace from this IIT Kanpur, 8.56 CGPA, what I see that you have been working with Japan,
Yes.
Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. What made you come back to India basically? Because aerospace is the most sought after the profession these days, and that from the IIT Kanpur, and Mitsubishi is a company to work for.
And it's monthly 2.5 lakh. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You haven't put one extra zero accidentally.
No, sir.
So you left monthly salary of 2,50,000
Yes, sir.
to join the service which is going to give you about 50,000 at the start.
Yes, sir.
He is asking you to explain.
Yes, sir. So, sir, the main reason was that the research work which I do as an aerospace engineer provides opportunity to go deep into a single stream of knowledge, and civil services provides the opportunity to work in diverse assignment. And apart from that, civil services also provides wide authority at our age to contribute to public welfare, and also it comes with a social recognition. And
what has been the turning point? Because what I see that almost 3 years you are abroad.
Yes, sir.
What has been the turning point of your this decision?
Sir, I had exposure to the civil services preparation during my college, but at the time of college I decided that because I am getting this opportunity to work in the research department, first I will go there, and based on my work experience I will take my future decision, how I am feeling about my career. So after 3 years I felt that although I like the research work, but I would like to work in a field which has much wider assignment, as I said earlier. And with respect to the salary, I feel that civil service also comes with lot of perks. For example, we are provided with house and other things. So that's why we can have a very good and balanced life even as a civil servant as well. So based on these decisions, I chose to prefer civil services.
So you learn Japanese?
Yes, sir.
What level?
Sir, N3 level in Japanese, it is around the intermediate level.
So So you learned it in Japan or you learned it before you?
Sir, I had only a 4 week start course in India. Then I gradually learned when I went to Japan. Like when I left India, I was at N5, and then in Japan I went to N4 and N3.
So you can take JLPT at while in Japan.
Yes.
And so where is this place? This where you work?
Sir,
The closest city that people would know.
Sir, the closest city is Kobe, and the biggest metropolitan area is Osaka.
Osaka.
Yes, sir.
So what places around that you visited? You visited Himeji or
Yes, sir.
other places?
Yes, sir. I visited Himeji Castle and I visited Kyoto. And in fact, while I was in Japan, I tried to cover whole lot of Japan. So I went to Mount Fuji, Japanese Alps, and also the northernmost prefecture of Hokkaido. So these places I went.
Southernmost?
The southernmost is Okinawa, but I did not go there.
Nagasaki?
Yes, sir. I visited Nagasaki as well.
Hiroshima?
No, I did not go to Hiroshima.
You went neither to Hiroshima nor to Nagasaki?
I went to Nagasaki.
You went to
but-
Nagasaki.
Yes.
So what is the importance of Okinawa?
Sir, Okinawa has a US military base. So, and there are few islands like I think Senkaku close to Okinawa, which is contested between China and Japan. And China feels that access to those islands will provide it the access to the Pacific Ocean through Miyako Strait. So, due to this importance, there is a tri-dimensional issue which is going on in Okinawa between USA, Japan, and China.
And what's the importance of Kyoto?
Sir, Kyoto is a cultural hub of Japan. It is something similar to what Varanasi is in India, and in fact, it is also a sister city of Varanasi, and it was also the earlier capital city of Japan.
No, Kyoto also has one. I'm almost giving you the answer. Your optional is geography.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the Kyoto Protocol, it was the protocol in which the developed nations had obliged to have certain restrictions on the CO2 emissions.
How much Japan you got to see? How much time did you spend in Japan?
So I spent 2 years and 8 months.
So long
Yes, sir.
enough. Okay. What is Ikebana?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know.
What is origami?
Sir, origami is a paper art which you find in various places in Japan.
You came across how they do it?
Sir, in one of my Japanese language classes, I was taught by my teacher to make a small origami. It was in shape of I think a duck or a bird. So I did that.
Did you get to see bonsai?
Sir, I am not able to recall it right now, but I think I have heard this term
The
earlier.
Japanese are considered experts in developing bonsai. Any idea how they do it?
Sir, I am not able to recall it.
But
right
you
now.
know what bonsai is.
No, sir, I am not able to recall the meaning of the term right now.
Okay. Zen garden?
So Zen garden are a kind of Japanese garden which you see in many tourist places around Japan. So they have a big pool in the center and bridges over them and a garden area.
You got to visit Zen gardens?
Sir, there was a Zen garden besides a Himeji Castle. So when I went to Himeji Castle, I visited that garden.
What is tea ceremony?
Sir, tea ceremony is a ceremony where Japanese people prepare tea, and there are a lot of etiquettes involved while preparing the tea, and you have to follow all those customs and traditions. You have to wear a certain dress, you have to sit in a certain posture, and then while drinking the tea, you have to hold the cup in a particular manner. So,
What is the cultural traditional dress called?
sir, it is called kimono.
What is the sword called?
I'm sorry, sir, I am not aware of that.
Are you aware that Japan, up to a point of time, had a social system similar to India's caste system?
Yes, sir. Are you referring to the samurai system?
They will
I'm not
consider
sure.
the upper caste.
Yes, sir.
Japan is supposed to have had 7 castes. Are you aware?
No, sir, I am not aware of this.
Other two terms which are also associated with Japan, sumo and haiku.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sumo, I am aware of it. It is a kind of wrestling in which a very heavyweight wrestler contest in a ring, and whosoever touches body part of whosoever touches the outside the ring, he loses the match. And haiku, I am not aware of it. I'm sorry.
So you are from IIT Kanpur. Any IIT Kanpur alumni or alumni who have made big Indians?
Sir, one is Sri Narayan Murthy, who is the founder of Infosys, and sir, other than that, I'm not able to recall right now.
And this is your first attempt. You selected geography as your
Yes, sir.
optional. What's the rationale in geography?
Sir, during my school, I had a liking for geography, but after class 10th, I did not get opportunity to learn it further. And while coming to for civil services preparation, I thought that it is a good opportunity to relearn the subject, and also I feel that it is a bit scientific, so it is easier for me to understand concepts like climatology in geography compared to the other subject of humanities.
But you could have easily gotten or gone for mechanical engineering, which is more akin to aeronautical.
Yes, sir.
And you have academic excellence award at IIT Kanpur.
Yes,
What else do you want?
Yes, sir. Sir, one of the rationale while coming for civil service preparation was the opportunity to learn something new, because I was already working in the research field since last 3 years. So that's why I wanted to have a newer subject where I can learn from the start.
Okay. There used to be a saying, anyone who dominated the sea will dominate the world. And that's how the Europeans, they dominated the entire world. Today, in 21st century, they say anyone who dominates the space will dominate the sea and the world both. You agree with this? And if you agree, what is the specialization or importance of space today? And if you dominate space, you rule the world.
Yes, sir. Sir, I agree to the statement up to a considerable extent. Sir, firstly, in space we have satellites on which a lot of our cyber infrastructure depends on. For example, we have GSAT satellites in India through which our communication network and broadcasting network works. And also, we are seeing, secondly, we are seeing the phase of militaries having their space command. For example, US military has recently launched it, because there are many satellites who give service specifically to militaries. So in future the warfare can go to the space domain, and those who can target those space satellites, they can cut the military communication. And thirdly, we also have GPS systems which are based on space. So, and many new technologies are also emerging. So that's why I feel.
Is there any other country which has got a space command apart from USA?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of it.
Other thing is, of course, it is not to be taken very easy. They say Indian space scientists are in this space science, India's nuclear field, and India's aerospace. These three fields have done extremely well because they never allowed the bureaucracy to come into the system. It is that they did not allow bureaucracy to come, or they did not allow the bureaucrats to come. You don't find any bureaucrats in that department. Nuclear fields, ISRO,
Yes, sir.
no. Aerospace, no.
Yes,
Not
sir.
even one.
Yes, sir.
So why this feeling has come? It is better to keep bureaucracy away. And now you are the aerospace scientist of excellence. Assuming you get a chance, then what will be your contribution to that?
Sir, I think this feeling has emerged because in bureaucracy, people feel that sometimes bureaucratic attitude takes over, and there are delays in decision making, and sometimes people also become risk averse. And when a particular specific department is governed by technocrats, they are having a better knowledge of their area, so they can have a better project management, understanding the demands of future and then planning based on that. So the specialization of the technocrats help at the higher levels as well. And sir, apart from that, I feel that the success of Indian nuclear, aerospace and space fields is also because they are their own customers. For example, ISRO is making satellites for itself, but we have not seen the success to that extent in, for example, in HAL. It is still marred by inefficiencies.
Yeah. One of the nations in the world had destroyed their own satellite. Can you recall who is the country? Which is the country? They destroyed their own satellite.
Sir, I am sorry, I am not able to recall right now.
They say Chinese destroyed their own satellite to demonstrate to the world that we have the capability to destroy the satellite. And if we can destroy ours, we can destroy yours also.
Yes, sir.
And that takes us to the next question, is the space debris.
Yes, sir.
An accidental debris hitting into something of the sort can destroy the entire system.
Yes, sir.
Why I asked you this question? You could have made a wonderful contribution with your such a rich experience into aerospace engineering.
Yes, sir.
And that is the field.
Yes, sir.
How will you apply that into the administrative services?
Sir, I will apply it in two ways. First is the direct application of my aerospace knowledge. I think in India, the civil aviation industry is coming up. We are seeing a growth in last 2-3 years, and also there is a lot of defense equipment procurement, and as well as an impetus to make in India. So through my knowledge in aerospace, I can lead those departments, or I can provide a valuable advice to my colleagues who are in those departments. And secondly, the aerospace engineering values which I gained through in my graduation.
Right.
I will use
They
this.
say ISRO provided a lot of help this time when what happened in Balakot.
Yes.
The airstrike by India, ISRO played a very significant role.
Yes, sir.
What information they would have given? What they would have done
Yes, sir.
to help the Indian Air Force to hit upon that point?
And what was also contribution by HL?
Yes, sir. So, sir, firstly, ISRO, I think it would have made two type of contributions. Firstly through the Earth observation satellite, it would have taken the pictures of that terror camp so that they can be hit. And secondly, it provided the precision guidance system to the bombs so that they can target effectively at those places. And sir, with respect to HAL, I feel first is that they have upgraded the MiG-21 to MiG-21 Bison aircraft. HAL have upgraded.
Is it MiG?
Yes, sir, MiG-21 Bison, which was used.
Which was the other aircraft used?
Oh, sir, I'm sorry, I was referring to the recent aerial confrontation which happened between MiG and F-16. But for the Balakot surgical strike, the aircrafts used were Sukhoi and Mirage. So, I am not able to tell you the
So it was
exact.
Mirage.
Yes, sir. Mirage 2000 was used.
So this satellite, you mentioned that America has got a military satellite. India, do we have any dedicated satellite for the military purpose?
Yes, sir. GSAT-7 is there for the military communication purpose.
That is used by Army, Navy or Air Force which one?
Sir, I am not able to recall right now.
7 is for
Yes,
Navy,
sir.
for the naval maritime sea,
Yes, sir.
which has been used I think last 2-4 years ago. And 7A was launched 2 months back,
Yes, sir.
which is mainly used by the Air Force. All this command and control functions for that.
Thank you, sir.
Secondly is we are still in Japan.
Yes, sir.
Few months back, there was proposal of acquiring one of the aircraft, amphibious aircraft from Japan.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of the name?
Yes, sir. I think it was the Shin Maiwa U2 aircraft.
what is the features of that
Sir, it is basically a reconnaissance aircraft which will be given to the Indian Coast Guard, and I'm not able to recall the specific.
amphibious? What is the specialty? The name says.
Yes, sir. It is an. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not able to recall it.
Amphibious
Yes, sir.
aircraft. The
Yes,
name
sir.
itself suggests.
Yes, sir. So I think
can it land?
it can land both on water as well as on land. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Let's discuss your hobby of blogging.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I started blogging while I was working at Mitsubishi. I was reading lot of current events related to India, and I wanted to discuss and share my opinions with my friends. So I usually blog about anything related to the current affair that attracts my attention. For example, the last blog I wrote was on how the ban on cow slaughter is affecting the economy in Uttar Pradesh.
How does the word blog come about?
Sir, blog is like an online diary. So it is a combination of two terms, web and log. So because you keep the log of all the content in a dated manner on the web, so that's why the combination of two terms became blog.
And how is ban on cow slaughter or whatever, how is it affecting economy?
Sir, in my blog I took a stakeholder-wise approach. So firstly, the first stakeholder is the leather industry of Kanpur, which is facing shortage of raw material because the traders are fearing that even if they transport buffaloes and bulls for slaughter, they may be targeted. And secondly, the second stakeholders are the farmers who are not able to sell their cows, who are surpassing the milk age, so they are leaving it, and the cattle then go and are destroying the crops of other farmers. And the third stakeholder is the general public. Sometimes the cattle come into the urban areas, and it is also leading to some accidents in the urban areas. So,
I was going to ask you about your photography. Your interest in photography.
yes, sir.
Where did it start? And you must have taken lots of photographs in
Yes, sir.
the land of the rising sun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I started photography when I was in my school around class 10th. My parents gifted me a camera, and since then I started it. And then it gradually continued during IIT and then later in Japan. So one of my motivation to visit different places in Japan was also that I get to do a lot of photography of those places. So
The first joint venture of the Tata Group with Mitsubishi was in the year 1892, and it did not really work out. So from your knowledge of the events of that time period, 1892 and on, maybe next 20 years, maybe 25 years, what would you guess were the reasons why this did not work out? Are you aware that there was a joint venture between you?
I am not aware of it, but sir, can I get few moments to think of the issues?
Not 1992, 1892.
Sir, maybe I think maybe because the political support for the venture was not there, because in India we were having the East India Company, and we were having East India Company.
In 1892.
We were under the British Empire. We were ruled by the British Empire, and Japan was one of the adversary of British Empire. So the political support could not have been there, and British Empire would have viewed it as a Japanese interference in their own domain or sphere of influence. So
So then how did the joint venture happen in the first place? I said
yes, sir.
it happened but didn't work. So why would it have happened in 1892 but not worked out in the next 20 years?
Sir, if I continue with my earlier argument, I would feel that because it was not unlawful per se to have a joint venture with Japanese, but because British wouldn't have wanted to be successful, they would have created a lot of hurdles in the implementation of that joint venture.
What kind of language and cultural challenges did you face
Yes, sir.
while working at Mitsubishi, or did you observe
Yes, sir.
while working with Japan? in terms of Indo-Japanese business?
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, in terms of Indo-Japanese business per se, there was once at Mitsubishi we were trying to have a research collaboration with IIT Kanpur, and at that time we faced several challenges because I feel that there is Japanese people are very much particular about the timelines, and also once a decision is taken, they feel that the implementation will take place. But from the Indian side, there were certain delays as IITs have to get the permission from ministries for various projects. So that's why there was a sense of there was.
You're right. So you're saying that basically whether the British ruled us or the British left,
Yes, sir.
the situations affecting Indo-Japanese business have remained the same.
Sir, I think
You guessed
yes, sir.
some reasons correctly.
Yes, sir.
And your analysis of the challenges that
Yes, sir.
you observed is also
Yes, sir.
exactly the same thing.
Yes, sir. So, sir, I feel the issue arises
So was it the British or the Indians? That's my question.
during the period of 1892.
No, in general, you said
Yes,
the
sir.
problem was the British,
Yes, sir.
but the same problems are persisting now.
Yes,
Wouldn't
sir.
that imply that the problem is the Indians and not the British?
Yes, sir. The problem is there, but one difference between that time and this time is that government is recognizing the problem and is actively looking to solve those issues. For example, we have Invest India, where the Indian bureaucrats do hand holding of those companies which are facing these troubles.
So what is Society 5.0?
Sir, I have not heard of this.
In the context of Japan, can you guess what Society 5.0 is?
Sir, I feel that
Okay,
Japan
let me
is in the
ask you-
5th stage of its demographic transition. So the certain character traits of Japanese society which we see today are referred as society.
You're close, but let me give you a hint to get to the right answer. What is Industry 4.0?
So Industry 4.0 is the fourth industrial revolution, where we will see more use of technologies like artificial intelligence, intelligence of Internet of Things, and these and automation.
So where did this idea arise from? The concept of Industry 4.0?
Sir, I think it arose from World Economic Forum, which gave this term Industry 4.0 during their yearly summit. But
it's very, I mean, not exactly. So it's in the year 2011 at Hannover Messe. So the idea came from Germany.
yes,
So can you guess? So Japan suggested Society 5.0 as a response to Industry 4.0. So can you guess what, having been in Japan and so on, and having traveled around, what do you think the Japanese would have thought of in responding to Industry 4.0 with Society 5.0? Why didn't they say Industry 5.0? Why didn't they say Society 4.0? Why didn't they say Society 5.0 in response to Industry 4.0? And I'm also asking you what is
yes, sir.
the difference
Yes,
in
sir.
the Japanese mindset. And this is a very important question in the Indian context, because last year, because of so the connection between the visions of Prime Minister Modi and Prime Minister Abe-san, there have been many agreements signed between India and Japan on the basis of 5.0, which you may or may not be aware of, but you could read up. There are many agreements which have been signed, which impact both Indian demography as well as Japanese demography. So what do you think comes under Society 5.0?
So,
Yes.
so Society 5.0, if it is a response to Industry 4.0, then it will have elements like how to respond to the job losses due to automation, and also there is a rise of individualism in the society with the rise of mobile phones. People are more ingrained within themselves rather than talking to friends and family. So how to cope up with these challenges, and also there is, particularly with respect to Japan, there is the 5th stage of demographic transition, where the population is decreasing. So if there would have been some agreement demographic based,
Decreasing and aging.
yes sir.
Yeah.
So So if there would have been some agreements between India and Japan, it would have so because India is having a higher demographic dividend and Japan is facing shortage on that front.
Very good. But there's
Thank
a
you
lot
so
more.
much.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, should I wait outside?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yes. Thank you.
Because that completes the process of interview.
Yes, sir.